When you are expecting a productivity, you need to set a machine according to your standard. The rate per order we need to find out. So the formula is order related expense divided by number of order. If you want to find out rate per machine setup, the setup related expense divided by number of setup. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Natesh, lecturer in commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the Unit 3, Session 3, 4th semester BCom, Costing Methods and Technique. The chapter name is Activity-Based Costing. Okay, and today my agenda. So you will get to, based on the activity, how the formula is setting. Okay, the formula, you will get a number of formula is what and all which is coming under the activity based costing, and a few problem which is related to activity based. So in the company manufacturing, so because there are number of activity we are identified, so majorly how it is interconnected to how we are the cost control or cost driver, so how it is very useful. So at the time of pooling cost, it's very important, right? So that's what. So the very simple formula to calculate machine hour rate, because we are calculating producing a product, so each and every activity contributions will be equally important. So that's what the machine is one kind of input here. So machine hour rate, so the machine activity expense or machine related expense divided by machine hours, total hours, how much you are. Okay, so next one, the rate for machine setup. Each and every time when you are expecting a productivity, you need to set a machine according to your standard. Okay, so which is related to setup related expense divided by number of setup will be taking care. And the next one, rate per order, because you are placing an order for the materials. Okay, so which is related the order related expense, so which is also one kind of activity here. So order related expense divided by number of orders you have placed. Okay, so moving forward, there is one questions to understand much more clarity. You will get much more clarity here. So a company manufactures two product A and B using a common facility. So the product called product A and product B. So the number of units are produced 1000 units product A, product B is 2000 units. Next one, the direct labor hours, okay, per unit is given 2 rupee. Okay, now what we are doing, we are trying to prepare a marginal cost statement. So here the product A 2 and product B 3. Next one, the machine hour per unit is 6. The machine hour, okay, which is related to one kind of activity, the machine related. So product B 1 rupee 50 paisa, and the setup of machine 15 and 50. Okay, so now next one, orders 18 and 70 is given. So now there is additional information which is related to the value. So the machine related activity expense 3 lakh. So we need to calculate based on the product A and product B. So the number of machine, okay, so which is the number of machine orders, and the setup related expense which is values 30,000 is given. And the expense related to order, which is 35,000. Here the number of orders and the number of setup or number of machine hours. Okay, so divided by, so that there are majorly 3 activity we identified here. So moving forward, so the first one, we need to find out the machine hour rate. So we need to depend on the informations called machine related expenses, setup machine related expense divided by number of, okay, machine hour. So machine related expense divided by machine hour, because there are two product, product A is 1000 units, product 2 B is 2000 units. So the rate also is given, the machine rate is given here. The machine rate, the number of units 1000 and number of product B 2000. Okay, now here the machine related, when we are calculating machine per hour rate, so obviously we need to consider 6 and 1 rupee 50 paisa. So that's why the machine related expense is given, activity is 3 lakhs is given. So that's what in the numerator 3 lakhs which is related to expense, because there are major 2 product we identified. So the product A 1000 units at the rate is given, the machine rate is given 6 rupee. So 1000 into 6. Okay, obviously we can get first 6000. Next machine 2, the machine rate is given here 1 rupee 50 paisa. So 2000 into 1 rupee 50 paisa 3000. Now if you take together 9000, 3 lakh divided by 9000, the hour rate, the machine hour rate is 33.33. Okay, and moving to the next one, there is one activity we have identified, which is a machine setup. So the machine setup expense, okay, so the setup related expense divided by number of setup. So under product product A, there is actually 15 setup and product B 50 setup. Now altogether 65 setup. Okay, now setup related expense 30,000 is given. In the numerator we are writing 30,000. Setup related expense divided by number of setup. Setup related information is given in the question 30,000, and machines A setup is 15, machine B is 50. So if you take together 65 setup we done. Okay, number of setup is 61. So 30,000 divided by 65, so 461.538, that is actually the rate per machine setup. Now moving to there is one more activity we have identified, which is order related. So the rate per order we need to find out. So we again, the formula is order expense, order related expense divided by number of order. So here order related expense, which is given 35,000. Okay, now orders under the product A 18, product B 17. Now 88 total orders we are placing. Now that's what then order related expense divided by number of order. So 35 expense, the value is given, divided by 88 we are getting, because product A and product B 70. Altogether total 88 we are getting. 35,000 divided by 88, if you do 397.73 we are getting. Okay, so once we get the value for machine hour rate and rate per machine setup rate and order per order, okay, rate per order, so the value is very important. After calculating, we are trying to go for tabulating format. So particular, so there are two product A, product B. Product A total column and product B. So either you can write per unit this side, or this side your total, or total per unit. Now your product A to 1000 units. So the machine related cost, because we know there is actually 6,000, how we are getting. So the 1000 units you are producing at the rate of 6 rupee. If you multiply, you are getting for 6,000. 6,000 into 33.333. So the value you are getting 2 lakhs. Okay, again per unit, how you can find out? 2 lakhs divided by 1000 units. So easily we can find out for the machine related cost is 200. So product B, okay, so there is a 2000 unit are produced 2000 at the rate, the machine rate is 1.5. So 3000 into the cost we just know we calculated in the previous slide 33. If you multiply 1 lakh we are getting. So 1 lakh divided by 2000, if you do the, actually we are getting 50 per unit. Okay, so moving to the setup related cost. So there is a product A, the setup is 15 into the rate what we find. Okay, 461.538. If you multiply 6,923 we are getting. And how we are finding the rate per unit? So the 6,923 divided by 1000 units, easily we can get the per unit value. So moving to the product B, so there is a number of setup is 50 at the rate we are already calculate 461. If you multiply, so 23,076.900 we are getting. So divided by 2000, 11.538 we are getting. So moving to the order related cost, there is 18 orders which is coming under the A. So the rate also we calculate. If you multiply 7,159 we are getting. Okay, divided by 1000 units, 7.159. Okay, now moving to the product B, there is 70 okay order. Okay, so multiply 397.73. So you are getting 27,841.10 we are getting. So divided by 2000, the rate per unit 13.92. So if you take vertical total, we are getting the value as well as rate per unit. Okay, so both product. So moving for the next question, there is one ABC Limited has collected the following data for the two activity, major activity. So it is calculated cost based on the cost drive capacity. Cost drive capacity is given here. So the activity which is related to power and inspection. Okay, the powers which is always coming under the kilowatts hours. The cost driver we have identified using the activity. We have identified the cost driver is the kilowatts per hour. okay, divided by here the inspection, we identify the cost driver is a number of inspection done, only two activity which is focusing here. The capacity, what exactly, 60,000 kilowatts per hour, and the cost of the value also it's given total 3 lakhs. Easily we can find out. So 3 lakhs divided by 60,000, the cost per rate, easily we can calculate. So the company make three product A, B, C for the following year, 31st March 2016. The following consumption of cost driver was reported here. So based on the previous data or record, whatever they are maintaining. So the product A, B, C, okay. So the kilowatts, 10,000, 25,000 or 20,000. Quality inspection, which is related to inspection, and kilowatts, which is related to power. Okay, so 10,000, 8,000, 5,000. So there is two questions based on the information whatever they provided. So require compute the cost allocated each cost from the activity, because there are two activities only, power and inspection. And one more, the calculate the cost unused capacity of each activity. So what and all which is going for the real productivity which is there in the usage. Okay, so now we need to find out unused, okay, capacity. So now first question, which is to find out the cost allocation for each product. The first and foremost, we need to find out the rate. 3 lakh divided by 60,000, 5 lakh divided by 25,000, what is the rate we are getting? Okay, so the statement of cost allocation, the first one we are calculating the rate. So 3 lakh divided by 60,000, the actually rupees 5 kilowatts per hour we are getting rate. So once we get the rate, next we are trying to go for quality inspection. So again the 5 lakhs value is given, divided by 25,000 inspection they done. So 20 per inspection, okay, the what cost we are charging, so 20 and 5. So once we get immediately 10,000, okay, so here the 10,000, the kilowatts for product A, product B, product C. So we are trying to do for product A, product B, product C, and particular column and total column. So the actually in the information, product A 10,000 consumption, and product B 25,000, product C 20,000. So here the rate we got for the calculation, 10,000 into 5, because just now we calculated 5. So 2 lakhs we are 50,000 we are getting. Again there is one more value which is the product B 25,000. So 25,000 into rate whatever we calculated 5, if you multiply 1,25,000 we are getting. Again there is one more 20,000 for product C. So 20,000 into 5, 1 lakhs we are getting. If you take horizontal total, 2,75,000. Now moving to the next activity, quality inspection. So the quality inspection, when you are referring, you need to go for referring this information, quality inspection. 10,000, 8,000, 5,000. So 10,000 into rate, just now we calculated 20. So 10,000 into 20, 2 lakhs. Again 8,000 into 20, 1 lakh 60. 5,000 into 20, 1 lakh we are getting. So what horizontal total, 4 lakh 60. 4 lakh 60 from the quality inspection, 2 lakh 75 from the power activity. So moving to the next question, which is related to unused. You need to find out unused. So a computation of cost unused capacity of each activity. From the power activity we have identified 3 lakhs the value which is given in the question. We need to subtract 3 lakhs which is given in the question. From the 3 lakhs, if you subtract whatever we calculated just now, this value, okay, 3 lakh minus 2 lakh 75,000, the difference 25,000 from the power which is unused. Okay, now quality inspection, now value is given in the question 5 lakhs. Just now we calculated 4 lakh 60. So if you subtract the difference 40,000 which is unused capacity, if you take together total from the two activity unused 65,000. The formula in the last session also have clearly specified. Because of a number of activity we need to frame the formula. If you want to find out the machine hour rate, so easily we can find out the machine related expense divided by machine hours. Okay, if you want to find out rate per machine setup, the setup related expense divided by number of setup. And the next, if you want to find out rate per order, so order related expense divided by number of order. Okay, moving forward for the question. So the budget, overheads and cost drive volume of S Limited are as follow. Okay, now cost pool. Majorly we have identified there are 6 activity. One is material, okay, and next one material purchase, material handling, setup, maintenance, quality control, and machine. So the value budgeted over its value is given here, okay, and the cost drive. Once you identify the activity, we need to drive using a cost here. So the number of orders 3000, number of movements 1000, number of setup 600, and maintenance hours 10,000, number of inspection 1,000, number of machine hours 20,000. So additional information, the company has produced a batch, okay, one batch 3,000 components of AB30. So the component name is given clearly AB30. So its material cost is 1,50,000. So again, the direct labor cost is 3 lakhs is given. So again, we are trying to prepare for with the help of marginal cost statement. So before that, we need to find out the rate. Okay. So moving forward, so the additional information, the usage activity said in the batch for producing a 3,000 components AB30. So machine hours is given 2,500. The number of setup is 30. And the material orders is 30, and the maintenance is 500, material movements is 15, the number of inspection is 30. So there are two questions we need to calculate cost drive rate. Okay, now we need to find out the first one, cost drive rate, that are used for treating the appropriate amount of overheads to the set batch 3000 batch. So there is one more question. Ascertain the cost of batch of components using activity based costing. Okay, so the first one, we need to find out the cost driver. So again, we have dependent on the value as well as the related activity. So here the first information which is related to the material purchase. We have purchased material for 9 lakhs. Okay, so the suitable which is applicable for 3,000, number of orders is at 3,000. So either you can apply for individual formula. So directly the information is very transparent in front of it's only. Okay, the value divided by number of orders here. So here 9 lakhs divided by 3,000, the rate we are getting rupees 300. Again, the material handling value also is given in the question, 4 lakh. Number of movements is 1,000. 4 lakh divided by 1,000, rupees 400 we are getting. And next one, the setup related expense is given in the question, 3 lakh. Number of setup 600 is given. Just opposite only, there is no confuse at all. So 3 lakh divided by 600, so we are getting rupees 500. And maintenance related expense given in the questions, 10 lakhs. 10 lakh divided by maintenance hours is 10,000. So 10 lakh divided by 10,000, okay, rupees 100 we are getting. And next one, the quality control, the value is 2 lakh. 2 lakh, the number of inspection, 1 lakh. Okay, so here see the value divided by cost driver. So easily we can find out. Okay, now here the 2 lakhs divided by 1,000, rupees 200 we are getting. Last one, the material machine cost value is given. Machine cost 10 lakhs, the number of machine hours is 20,000. 10 lakh divided by 20,000, rate we are getting rupees 50. Once we calculate the cost drive rate, moving forward, so next one, to calculation of cost for batch 3,000 of AB Limited. So what and all we have used the information which is given in the question. Okay, after the format, direct material cost is given 1,50,000. 1,50,000 and direct labor cost is 3 lakh. Directly we are writing in the format using the marginal statement. So direct material which is going. So if you add a direct material 1 lakh and direct labor 3 lakhs, so altogether 4,50,000, we call it as a prime cost which is directly going for the production. So again, what and all the overheads calculated, okay, the additional information what they provided. So now the overheads, the machine procurement. So here the machine procurement, the information we need to refer according to the activity. The machine material, so exactly what and all is given. The material order is 30 is given. So we need to multiply 30. Just now we calculate the material rate per kg. So 30 into 300, 9,000 you are getting. Again the material handling. So in the question, the material handling, okay, so there is 15 is given. 15 into the rate, just now we calculate the material rate is actually 400. So 15 into 400, 6,000 we are getting. Now setup, so there is number of setup, 30 is there, yeah, setup 30. So 30 into just now calculated rate 500. If you multiply 15,000 we are getting. So again the maintenance is given in the question 500. So 500 into rate, if you multiply calculated previous slide 100 we are getting. So 50,000 we are getting. Next one, the quality control. So number of quality inspection is 30. So 30 into rate 200, 6,000 we are getting. So the last one, the machine. So there is a 2,500 the machine hours is given. So 2,500 into 50 if you multiply. So 1,25,000. Altogether, if you take the total, we are getting 2,11,000. From 4,50,000, we need to add. Okay, now total whatever we are getting 6,61,000. That is a total cost. So if you divide it by 3,000 units, what you are expecting, so easily we can get the rate per unit. Keep on watch for next section. Thank you.